and I'm also waiting today in a premiere, a first. We are going live on Amazon. So anything can happen, as you know, in this broadcast, but we will be live on Amazon as soon as I get a message through in my studio. And I'm just waiting for the stream to go up, and it's up, and I'm going to press the go live on Amazon, and I should see the go live on Amazon. We're not going to make it, Peter. I'm going to have to take that card down now.
Okay.
And say good morning.
Good morning. Guten Morgen.
Good morning. It's apt you should say that, because languages will make an appearance in today's show. And I'm just waiting for... I got it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We are live on Amazon. Hello, Amazon.
Good morning, Amazon.
Good morning, Amazon. This is a first. Just to explain, Peter and I have been broadcasting together for 294 shows. This is the 294th show. We've been broadcasting for 5.5 years. We've been live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and the website, and now we're live on Amazon. How does it feel, Peter?
For being on Amazon, it's a first for me. I have been on Amazon Live before. I think it's a great thing. Now, as I told you a while back, I always said that people will have their own little shop, and this is the start of it. And obviously, you're doing well, and there are probably people doing extremely well out of it.
Oh, there are. I mean, there is a difference between Amazon and all the other places that we actually broadcast, in that the audience is already there on Amazon, and we say good morning. Hopefully, I mean, the thing is, we're going out at 5 a.m. Eastern, so yeah, we're going to catch the night owls. It's now 5 a.m. on the East Coast and 2 a.m. on the West Coast. Yeah. So we'll just have to see. But it is a chance to actually go live on Amazon. We're still waiting for our third musketeer.
America, how are you?
We'll know shortly. Right. Okay. So we're still waiting for John, who's the third musketeer. We heard from Stephen, who's the fourth member of the team this morning, and we're looking forward to being back together again next week. But this week you have Peter and myself. Now, Peter, I asked you before the broadcast about you are a cyclist.
Yes.
Can you first of all explain why you cycle, and then we'll get on to
that's why I cycled. How I got into cycling, my cousin had an electric bike, and it was a straightforward one. It was either off or it was on. And I thought about getting one, but I've actually lost 2 stone recently, but I used to be 15.5 stone, and I'm now about 11. But I'm diabetic. I have been since 1982. And I decided to get an electric bike. And I went out with a club, and it brought my sugar level in Britain numbers from 11 to 5.5 by the end of the journey, and it should be between 4 and 7. And then from there, I progressed on. I went the other way. Most people go from a normal bike to an electric bike, but I went from an electric bike to a hybrid, and then a racing type bike, and to get fitter. It didn't work out that way, because I ended up collapsing and having a triple heart bypass. The biking actually saved me, because I wouldn't have known I had 3 blocked arteries at my hand in cycling. So I'm lucky to be here, and I enjoy my cycling. And I'm now a runs leader with a local club where I take people out cycling to get them back on the saddle. So that's why I do cycling, basically to keep healthy.
Yeah, to hang on, we'll get there in a minute, Peter. Got control now. Yeah, to stay fit. I mean, it's important, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, and it's very important. But I've also changed my diet as well. I'm on a low carb / keto diet, and so you've got to do some exercise. You can't just have low carb and get fat adapted, they call it, and not do exercise. So I've seen me doing 20, 24 miles on the bike, and I feel quite happy about that now. So it's something I really look forward to. And if I don't get cycling out at the weekend, I become grumpy.
Well, the thing is that Angelica and I have actually changed. We now do a 4-day week. So Monday through Thursday work, Friday's the day off. And then we go out into the countryside, we go out walking. And this weekend we're off to Savernake Forest, which is just on the edge of Marlborough, which is where the public school is. And we'll go walking in the forest. And it's just getting out and exercising. Now, down in the carousel is an electric bike. What are the electric mountain bike? What are the advantages of mountain bikes? The electric ones.
Electric. Well, let me tell you the advantage of electric bikes. And I'll tell you my story. When I first turned up at the club, most of the people in the club were in their 70s plus, and they did laugh at me in the beginning and said, "What are you doing with that? You're a young man." I says, "Well, listen, I'm diabetic. I'm trying to get fit. Blah 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 blah." Now they ask me about electric bikes as they get older because their legs are getting sore, etc. So I went from this to that. The electric bike. Now, people used to have a go at me and say, "You're cheating." I'll say, "Listen, if it gets my sugar level down, I'm losing weight and I'm keeping healthy, I'll keep on cheating. I love it." And it was fantastic. And I used to, if I went into the city and I've got my own business, and if I had to get back home to go back for my vehicle, I used to come up, I stay at the top of a hill and I pedaled up. It's called pedal assist. You can actually push it, and in Britain we're only allowed to do 15.5 miles per hour maximum with the generation of the wheels. And then it cuts out. Basically, you can't do any more than that. Thank you very much. And that's because I cycle and eat well. And so it's got an absolute. Now, when I first seen them, people would laugh. I have never seen so many electric bikes in my city, which is Aberdeen, because Aberdeen is a very hilly city, and I stay at the top of the hill. And it done me the world of good. And I used to use it for business to do. I would go in my uniform, and I would go and see clients with it. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I would never mock anybody getting it. In fact, I would encourage people to get back on their bikes. And I have got now a few people in my club that come out with the electric bikes. The only thing I do is I make them stay at the back when we go up hills, because they'll go away in front of me. And it's a bit soul destroying. So we go up first and I tell them to come up after us. And so as a group leader, I can stop. But an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. A second, Stephen.
Yeah. Okay, so an electric bike can actually help you get back into cycling, because the problem is, if you've not been cycling for a while, that you're fine on the flat, but when it comes to going up hills or for longer distances, it's difficult, to say the least. And just go out to Nick, and Nick is saying, "I've added cycling too, but only on leg power." So Nick is on his bike too, and not many hills in Farnborough. Okay, no, you're very lucky. And comments are coming thick and fast, because we're live on Amazon Live and on Facebook. And Corinda's got bad news. Hopefully you're okay, Corinda. And it says good morning too. And well, I hope it's Corinda's saying he's deaf. I hope it's temporary, Corinda. Do keep us informed. Sorry to hear that. Okay, right now, Mr. Stewart, on Amazon it says, and this is from Julian. Julian says Peter Stewart rocks. And Peter has frozen his picture, which means that he's actually, you see, Peter is has a pest control business in Aberdeen called Aberkil. And he did tell me before the broadcast, I wasn't to worry if his picture froze, because what would happen, in fact, is that he's actually taking a call. So I'm hoping to get a message from Peter when he gets back. And I'll read your messages, Julian, and Maria. Okay, thank you for watching us live on Amazon Live. To us, it's we're in the UK. I'm in Wiltshire in England. Peter is in Aberdeen, and it's 10:10. It's 5:10 on the East Coast and 2:10 on the West Coast. And Nick is saying Peter's doing his impression of a rock. Hopefully it's not his signal. Hopefully he will come back, because I hadn't planned to do this show on my own. I'm quite happy to do so. So electric bikes, there's one down in the carousel at the moment. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Amazon Live, basically we're broadcasting to Amazon Live on my page. You can, if you wish, unmute, which means you can hear Peter and I. You can, if you wish, follow me, which means you get notified of shows in the future. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not about spam. It's about just knowing when I go live. Now, I've got this show, which we're doing this morning with Peter. This is a trial run of Blabbing for Britain. We've been broadcasting for 294 weeks and as a team. And we decided that to celebrate the fact that we're getting towards the 300 and I'm on Amazon Live, that we go live on Amazon Live today. So you can meet the team. And we go over to Corinda. And these comments are coming in from Facebook. I hope so, because I'm wearing headphones. Okay. Corinda, take care.
But
okay. And I've got a message. And I've got to take myself off full screen, and we can say that Peter is back. And Peter, just as you went away, Julian is saying Peter Stewart rocks.
Julian, tell me more about them.
I don't know. He obviously knows you. And a chap called Nick Wood says, great to see you on Amazon. So there you are. We've been welcomed on Amazon.
Is it just Julian? Does it say anything else?
It would. I do need to get my magnifying glass to read it. I can't see it.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you very much, Julian. Oh, can't someone else just do it? I got that. Right. Okay, let's go. So going back to electric bike, if I was a doctor, I would recommend people with sore legs, backs. I would recommend them getting an electric bike. And I'll tell you something else about my electric bike. I have never seen so much in my city that I never knew before, because I've learned much more about the city with older people in their 80s, 89, going around the city, and we'll have a historic tour now about some of the things in Aberdeen. So getting out on a bike will get you out the house. In fact, I'll tell you a little story. Lady, I found out her name, she's 74. Anyway, I bumped into her and she was on a bike, and me being me, I chatted to her and that. And then she became a good friend. We were up for their dinner last night, and I took her out on routes during the pandemic because I could meet one person in the bikes. And we went out and I showed her, and she joined the club, and she's never looked back. And she thoroughly enjoys it. And yeah, it's been great. And I've been able to help her. And one thing is, the older people that helped me, some of them passed away. And so I became a group leader to take their place because they've done it for years. And it basically me paying back for what they've done for me.
Right. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, right. Okay. Corinda is saying, so what's this about the UK and is going to find out about the Taliban? Corinda, we're live on Amazon Live today. This is not our normal show. This is not the news show. This is Blabbing for Britain celebrates going live on Amazon. We're not talking about UK news today. Okay. Or we're trying not to. We're trying to have a day off.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you look at the newspapers today, Peter, it's all bad news, isn't it?
Yeah, forget news today. Let's just forget politics and everything today. Let's talk what we're here for about. We're going to be talking about a few things about biking and some of the gadgets I use that may help you. And so that's it. Electric bikes can't fall.
Right. Staying with biking then, I'm going to highlight on Amazon the quad lock.
Yes.
Now, I've never heard of this. Peter,
Right.
what is a quad lock?
Right. The quad lock is, I'm a busy man in my bike. I actually sometimes see emails and things when, and I stop and have a quick look at them. Don't fumble for my phone. So what it is phone holders for a bike, but they've also got them for cars now, and they've also got them for your car windscreen. There's even one that came out for the ladies or gentlemen pushing a buggy with their children on it, and it's actually attached to their buggy, and they can look down without having to find it. A solid piece of kit. Now I'm going to give you some advice, okay, about a cord hook. It's not the cheapest bit of kit out there, okay. However, I have went the route of getting the cheapest and trying out the plasticky, the rubbish, the break, the phone can bounce out. And I kept looking at the cord lock, and it took me 2 years to buy one. I've actually bought three. I've got four bikes, and I'm going to wait to buy a fourth one. And they're made for each phone. So if you've got an S10, an S20, you buy the bit that goes onto your bike, but each one will have its own size of folder, and you can also get a thing which is called the umbrella cover that you put over it for if it's raining to protect it. Now, a lot of cyclists actually look down and have a map in front of them, okay? And it's a fantastic. I wish I'd bought it long ago and not went the cheap route. Do yourself a favor. Go and look at the quad lock. It's a sturdy bit of kit, and it clips on very easily, the attachment, but you're still unsure all the time, and you keep touching it to see if it's okay. It is absolutely solid, easy to put on and easy to take off. It's a simple twist. Stephen.
Brilliant. Thank you, Peter. Right. Okay. Now we've done cycling. We're now going to move over to something which changed our lives. Both Peter and I.
Well, I've one more cycling bit of kit, remember?
Wait a minute. Have you?
Yeah.
What was it? Because
the Toronto XT.
Okay, I didn't find that on Amazon.com.
Okay, we'll leave that one today then.
It didn't have. Well, I did, but it didn't have a price, and it doesn't have a price. It's not available.
Because that's a great bit of kit, but we'll talk about it another day.
Okay.
Right.
So let's come back, and down in the carousel now on Amazon, on the page, we're on the screen, and underneath there's the carousel, and at the left of the carousel is the item that we're actually talking about. And the thing that changed both our lives is a thing called Deco, TP-Link Deco. Yeah. Now, my personal story is that I live in a small town in Wiltshire in England, and our internet is reasonable, but it's not the best. And the biggest problem with that is that we sat down to watch an Amazon Prime video, which was an hour and a half long. But due to our bad internet Wi-Fi signal around the house, an hour and a half film took us 2 hours to watch because it kept buffering. We had to wait, and especially when you get to an exciting part of the film, it just buffers and stops. And you thought, well, this is no good at all. How can I actually get a solid signal so I can watch a film from beginning to end and not worry? The TP-Link Deco changed the way that we actually watch television and the way that we run the network around the house. It simply works. And since the day we plugged it in, we've been able to watch Amazon, we've been able to watch Netflix. Anything we do on the television works fine. The other thing is that the signal is now distributed throughout the house, and we can be anywhere in the house on Wi-Fi, and everything simply works. Now, as you know, Peter and I have been broadcasting together. This is our 294th week of this live show, and we get on famously. And Peter said to me, I've got problems. I'll let Peter explain.
Okay. Right, am I there? Right. Okay, so my biggest problem was that I've got an office outside the house, a converted garage. So I was looking at ways to get the internet to it. And I thought, right, I'm going to run a line from the house to the garage to have my own little office outside. And then that became a problem. Technically, we could do it, but domestically, we couldn't because my other half was not too happy about putting cables along the ground. And happened to be talking to Stephen about this and how I can do it. And he says, why don't you try deco? And I said, okay, well, looked into it. And I went out and bought it. And I can tell you, another fantastic purchase. And I can actually put the most of the resources out here to where this is where I am now. I'm actually outside, not in that living room behind me. But look at the quality of the picture. And this is actually using the deco. Now, only yesterday we were out to see my partner's daughter. They'd just moved into an old house out in the outskirts of Aberdeen, which is absolutely solid walls. We've got granite, it's a granite house, really thick walls. And her partner is looking to put an office outside, and he was talking about digging in it. And I said, well, why don't you look at deco first before you start digging? And I can't. It's a fantastic piece of kit. And again, we've had good internet from it. You've also got to have a good PC system as well. We found that out too. So I don't know. You're trying to get a good spec for your computer too, because mine was old. And between us all, John as well, we got me doing this now. And look at me, I'm pretty handsome, haven't I?
Indeed you are, Peter. Indeed you are. Peter also is a singer, as well as being a cyclist. The owner of his own company, Aberkil, in Aberdeen, Pest Control. You were out singing last week, Peter.
Yes, I done a wedding. And for all you American people there, I do a bit of Frank Sinatra. I prefer to do Frank Sinatra, all that sort of stuff. I've done a wedding, and it was great to see people back there. But funnily enough, I got a phone call yesterday, and the hotel manager knows me, and he says, Peter, you left a box of your electrical equipment outside the hotel for 5 hours until someone spotted it. So they taken it in. Now, I actually use Amazon to get most of my musical kit now. And I go in there and I buy wires and I really, Amazon, you can't really fault it. And so I get all my music equipment from there, what I need. And so very happy with the service. And do you know what I buy now from Amazon as well?
Mm-hmm.
My local superstore, I won't name them, I won't give them publicity. They just decided they're not taking in Costa coffee anymore, the type that I use, the little
right, yeah,
Dulce Gusto type ones. So where am I going to get this now? So I got it on Amazon. I buy boxes of 3, and they send them out to me. And another clever trick with Alexa, which is not here, is it comes up and says, Peter, do you want to order more? It knows how much I drink and when I order. It's about on a weekly basis. And it's here the next morning. Was there any, and you went to ask me about the wedding, was there a specific reason?
No, I've got a comment coming in from Corinda. Let's hope it's code. What model is it, Peter?
What of?
I don't know. Let's go back a bit. And Corinda is saying he uses his Amazon account.
Yeah.
And we're both ducking and diving here to actually try and read the text. What model is what? Right. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, just coming back to your musical kit.
Yes.
On a future broadcasts, you can actually cover the kit that you're using when you do go singing at weddings. And okay, because I'm sure people would like to know.
Got Bose, BOSE. That's what I use, a Bose system.
Right. Okay. Now, something else we both use. We're going to take a short commercial break now. We're going to bring this on screen because we've got an infomercial. We've got an advert. So Peter and I are still here. We're going to switch our microphones off and we're going to play the advert. But Peter and I both have these headphones, and you're going to hear more about them when I put that full screen, switch off Peter's microphone, switch off my microphone, and then I'm going to press play. So this is all about Aftershok's headphones. Well, it's my Aftershok's Trex titanium headphones are lightweight and very, very effective because they go over, they're open ear, they go over the ear, and that means that once you're wearing them, you can hear what's going on. If you've got somebody to the side of you, behind you, you can actually hear what's going on. You can hear the traffic, you can hear all the noises around you, but you can concentrate on the music or the podcast that you're actually playing. Now, they last 6 hours on a 1.5 hour battery charge. You can make and receive phone calls. They are practical. They're coated, so they are rainproof and sweatproof. I use them daily, and they're just good sound and quite probably the best headphones that I've actually tried, because I've tried many over the years, wired. These are Bluetooth, but wired, unwired, and these are the best that I've actually found because they are so simple, easily rechargeable. They pair on Bluetooth, simple and straightforward. Making phone calls is straightforward. You can voice dial. Receiving calls you can do with one button. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you do go out and about and you go walking, jogging, running or cycling, then these are the headphones that you should actually consider because they are so well crafted and practical and good quality. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Peter. It works well. Hang on.
I don't know if you know that, but you froze for quite a while there.
What, the video?
Yeah.
Well, we'll know on the replay. People are still watching. Thank you, and thank you to my new follower on Amazon Live for doing that, for actually following me now.
Speaking of AirPods, Aftershok's, do you know, I bought them many years ago, and the difference in them, they were much bulkier. In fact, I was only a left earpiece, and I think I bought them at £100 at the time. But I've actually got two sets now. I've got the ones that you spoke about, Stephen, and I've also got one which is, in my view, slightly better, which is the ear. It's the same make, Aftershok's, which are excellent. And what happened was that I bought them for my partner as well. And would she wear them? And it sat in a cupboard. And I decided one day to pull them out. Don't tell her. Pulled them out, charged them up, and now I've got two pairs, one charging, one ready to go. And they're fantastic. You can walk about the dogs, and you could actually cycle with them. I've done that as well. And I've actually had a shower with them, so I can listen to my radio, etc. A fantastic piece of kit. And I actually had ear problems recently. I think it was because people were asking me for money and I didn't hear them seemingly. But I had a bit of a problem in my left ear, and my friend who's a sound engineer, he says, never put anything in your ear, Peter, sound-wise. He says, I'll give you problems, cause germs to go in your ear. And I had an infection in my ear. So this is a great reason for buying aftershocks and they go over. And they're actually called bone conductors, Stephen. They're in front of you in their jaw, and it's actually fantastic technology, and I would thoroughly recommend them.
Excellent. Now, the third member of our team is sat patiently waiting and waving. So let's bring John on screen and say, good morning, John.
Good morning, everybody. Apologies for being late, but we had a bit of a family emergency this morning, which I'll let you two guys know about when we've finished.
Okay. Well,
John will not be talking about razor blades from any company.
No, we're going to carry on with the show, and basically so far we've covered cycling equipment that Peter suggested. We've looked at Aftershocks headphones. We've looked at Deco, and the other thing. Do either of you wear a Fitbit?
I had another manufacturer's equivalent for a while, but somehow managed to use the USB charger that it slid into, so I haven't worn it for months.
Again, going back to cycling, I've actually got two ways. I wear a watch that will tell me what my heart's in. It's a Samsung watch. You can get that on Amazon seemingly, and you can also, I also use a thing called Strava on my Samsung phone, which you can get too. Now I've just had a plink, so I'm gonna take a bathroom break, and you two carry on meantime.
Okay, fine. If you freeze yourself, Peter, I shall hide you momentarily.
And I'm just going to turn the volume off so you don't hear the phone if it rings again. Right, that's done.
I'm just going to take your name off screen. There you are. Right, okay. So everybody knows them. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 294. You have John and myself. A moment ago, you saw Peter, waiting for Peter to come back, and I'm going to keep an eye out for him so I don't miss the signal. I just got to find him first. We're broadcasting from Be.Live. This is not, most people who broadcast on Amazon Live broadcast on OBS. Because we wanted 3 people on screen today, we're actually broadcasting using Be.Live. If you see this logo, now I'm just going to bring it up on screen. If you see this logo anywhere, and apply, then that's the Be.Live logo. And the other logo you should watch out for, especially at 11 a.m. Eastern today, 4 p.m. in the UK, is this one. What's this?
There's not going to be one today because of my family emergency.
All right, okay. Well, in that case, as you've probably gathered by now, John and I broadcast together quite a bit. We do 2 shows every Thursday. So as you're not going to be able to see us later today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up an episode of the show, and hopefully John will be able to see it too. And if you can't see it, John, let me know. I'm going to put the episode full screen, and this is what John and I do on a Thursday normally at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to switch John's microphone off and my microphone off. Talk about the equipment we're actually using to do this. And ask John. So we're happy to be live in the group again, and this is episode 81. I'm going to take that card off the screen in a moment and say hello. All good. We had technical problems there because Peter is in the background actually listening, and I heard the video live. I was hearing it twice, so we'll stop that. We'll come back to that later, possibly. I'm just finding Peter somewhere down the carousel. It is difficult juggling things at the moment because I can't find Peter. Can you see Peter, John?
No.
No. Okay. He's in here somewhere. I know he is. Peter, can I ask you a favour? Could you refresh and come back in, and then I can find you? Okay. So Peter should be back in with us in a moment. When he comes back in, I shall see him. Yep. Okay. That was the only way I could think of actually doing it. Now, that's it. We're back. Sorry, Peter, I lost you.
Oh, it's okay.
So many things down in the carousel.
I could hear everything. That's the thing about live broadcasting. You've got to advise.
Oh yeah. I mean, we know occasionally things will go wrong. Right. Okay. As nobody else has got a Fitbit, I'll talk about the Fitbit. I've had a Fitbit for 6 years, and basically, this I'm going to take the InVideo logo off because it's not germane to what we're actually talking about. So let's go to logos, remove, and apply. Okay, so it's just me again. The Fitbit, which is down the carousel, has been part of my way of life for the last 7 or 8 years. It's the way I stay so svelte. See, I'm taking a lead off Peter about right. Okay. Joking apart, this is a serious piece of equipment to make sure that you stay fit. We should all exercise if we can, and my Fitbit ensures that I walk at least 4 miles a day because I want to feed the machine. I want to see those steps going up. I want to see them reaching 8,000. I've done 4 miles a day. When we go out on our walks on Friday, we easily do 4 miles. But during the week, we'll go out for a walk at lunchtime, and that's what keeps the steps going over. But the thing about Fitbit is, in addition to keeping the steps, telling you what you've done today, last week, last month, the year to date, and I'm trying to do 1,000 miles this year. Angelica's already done 1,000 miles. She did that on 2nd of September. I'm a bit behind at the moment. But the thing about the Fitbit is it's also a community. There is software that comes with the Fitbit, which is online. You can go to the Fitbit website, you can sign in, become part of the community. And what people do every week is run challenges. Now, it's a friendly challenge. It's not basically you're actually competing against friends to see who can do the most steps either during the week or at the weekend. And I've got to say the leaderboard varies. There are some people who do 20,000 steps a day. They're what we call in the UK retired. They've stopped working and they can do the 10 miles a day. Mere mortals who are still working, as I am, you can't possibly do 10 miles a day. So you can't, you're not at that level, but you can come. It's a way to egg each other on to actually keep yourself focused on doing the steps. If you put the walking in every day, you will stay fit. And the Fitbit, which is there, is an integral part of actually doing that. You just wear it on your wrist and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. It runs for 4 or 5 days. The battery is very good. You recharge it using a USB cable. And what more can I say? It's low maintenance is the thing. We tend to change our Fitbits every 2-3 years. The latest model of the Inspire 2 is actually down in the carousel now. Take a look at it. It could help you stay fit, and that's something we should all be trying to do. So I'm going to come off solo now and come back to the 3 of us, and we're back.
Now you mentioned a word called retired in that bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I had another once in a lifetime event today. I got my invitation from the government to get my pension.
Very good.
Is it?
Congratulations.
Compared with the rest of the world, our pension's pretty appalling. I'm being offered the grand sum of £153.18 a week. You certainly couldn't live on it, could you?
No, that's true. All right. Okay. Now, where do we go next? We've missed Peter's article because that's the Fitbit that's down in the carousel now.
If anybody's got any questions about anything we've done, if you don't mind, yeah, put them in. I'll answer them for you, hopefully.
Yeah. I did. The thing at the moment is that Be.Live is not integrated with Amazon. In fact, nothing's integrated with Amazon. So the only place you can see the questions is on the Amazon page.
All right, okay.
So that link I gave you earlier goes direct to the Amazon page. And thank you for sharing it, Peter. That will say.
Well, I'll have a look at it now. If you've any questions, folks, I can hopefully see it.
Right. Okay. And basically, Rick is saying, I ordered days ago a delivery date of September 7th and still haven't received my order. Right. Okay. Now, first thing to point out here is, first of all, that we empathize that you haven't received your order. The second thing to point out is that we are on Amazon Live, but we are not Amazon. We are, what's the word I'm looking for? Independent contractors. We have nothing to do with running them as Amazon. We're just happy that we can actually broadcast on Amazon. In terms of the late delivery of your item, as I say, we empathize. If you contact Amazon.com directly, then the service department there will normally respond. I mean, we are on Amazon.co.uk normally. That's our place because we're all in the UK. So whilst I can empathize, and thank you for posting, the best way to do it is to actually go through the customer service department. That's what we do. If we get a problem, if we get a late delivery, I mean, I've got to give hats off to Amazon. When we got this Fitbit Inspire, we had no problems at all. It got delivered, okay. But 2 years ago, when I ordered a Fitbit, one arrived, Angelica's arrived, and mine didn't. So I contacted Fitbit, right, contacted Amazon, and within 48 hours, we had a replacement. So they are pretty good, pretty hot on making sure that things work out for everybody. Okay, so staying on the carousel. Right. Okay. Well, we are not support. We do empathize. That's all we can do. We can't take any action. Venting is good. We all do it occasionally. If you're venting on this post, then I've got to tell you at the moment, nobody's going to see it.
From Amazon, that is. Yeah.
Well, can I just make a thing about customer service? Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if all had a business that's 100%? I wish I could, and I've got a fairly good business. And let me tell you what, I've had an Amazon problem once in my whole time that I've used them. The product didn't arrive. It was for my low carb cooking, and it didn't arrive. They apologized. I actually got a voucher from them, and they handled it. It's how you handle a complaint. But I get mad that because something doesn't turn up. Yesterday, not Amazon, but I put in for something. I needed it urgently, but they sent it up in 2 bits. What's the point of getting annoyed? Just say it's not arrived, and that's it. You know. But you've got to give some slack. There's a pandemic on for some reason. Yeah, and I'm nothing to do with Amazon, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, you're watching Blabbing for Britain. Quite normally I've got something right. Okay. Normally we broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Today we're on Amazon Live. Thank you for watching us on Amazon Live. If you have any questions that are not in relation to Amazon deliveries, then we're quite happy to answer them. Peter talked earlier about electric bikes and the lock. We both talked about the aftershocks. We've talked about the deco, and we're going to move on now. But thank you for watching live, and hopefully we do try to entertain, inform, and educate. Now I just want to take a sidebar and say hello to. All right, okay, and we have a friend. Down in the carousel now is a book. The book is called Confidence on Camera, and it's by Lottie Hearn. Now, Lottie, well, John, what can you tell us about Lottie?
Well, I've known Lottie a while. What do we say? A mad Irish person. Lottie has superb expertise at speaking on camera, and what she's particularly good at is sharing that expertise with you and giving you the confidence to also be great on camera. That do for the mo.
That's a good start.
I don't know if you know this, but I was actually interviewed by Lottie on stage.
Go on. Over to you, Peter.
So I'm a member of the Professional Speaking Association, and we went to, they have a big seminar once a year in Englandshire usually, and I went down and I happened to go and get onto the stage with Lottie somewhere because I was new. And I actually, two of us put our hands up, and I said to the guy, this is how you've got to be in life. I said to the guy, excuse me, sir, I've travelled a long way to come here. Would you let me up? He says, go on then. If you don't ask, you don't get. And on stage, and Lottie had me looking into the camera. And I remember saying, she says, look into that camera. And she says, there's a camera over there. Now, tell us about the person that you most admire. And I always remember looking at the person that I always admire was Victor Kayam. And what I learned from Victor Kayam is this: if you can guarantee something, guarantee it. Now, I'm sure if you look on Amazon, you'll find a book by Victor Kayam because he loved the company so much that he bought it. You remember that? Back to you.
Back to us. Okay. All right. Yeah, Lottie, John's disappeared.
No, he's back. John went to look at his bookshelf, but just because he has Victor Kayam's book on the bookshelf over there.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got okay, I can go one better. I've got Lottie's book on the shelf over there. And Lottie Hearn lives in Ireland. As you've gathered, she's a good friend to the three of us. Her book on camera confidence is first class. I read it to help me with my camera confidence. And it is good because it takes you from having zero knowledge about how you should behave on camera to actually training you as to how you should look, how you should sound. Right, and it's going to go with sound in a moment. But Lottie Hearn's book, if you're thinking about going live on camera, then Camera Confidence with Lottie Hearn is a book that will help you do that practically. Lottie she helps everybody. She doesn't fuss, she just does. She believes in taking action. And I remember in a broadcast that we did together, because we broadcast together quite a few times, she said, can I just have 5 minutes at the end of the show? I said, yeah, of course you can. And half an hour later, Lottie had given a 30-minute masterclass to somebody, one of her students, about how they should present themselves on camera. And the contrast between how they looked at the beginning to how they looked at the end was just stunning. She knows her stuff. So if you want to go live on camera, even if it's Zoom, then please do look at Lottie's book. Okay, now it's microphone time, and hopefully, because you mentioned sound and that actually triggered it, hopefully, I don't know whether I've actually put my microphone. Oh, yes, I have. Okay. Down in the carousel now, as the highlighted item on Amazon Live, you will see a microphone. Now, you have been listening to the Audio-Technica microphone since we began this broadcast 50 minutes ago. So you know the quality of this microphone simply by listening to it. Now, the best way to choose a microphone is to watch live video, listen to the sound. Now, this is subjective. It's how it sounds to you. Yeah? It's your decision. So this microphone was recommended to me. I asked the chap on the broadcast, asked Mike, I said, what microphone are you using? Your sound is absolutely fantastic. And he said, the Audio-Technica. So the following day I went to Amazon and bought it, and I've been using it ever since. And it's about 3 feet away from me now on the desk, and it just simply works. Plug and play, no other things to set up. You point the microphone at you and you're away. Peter, what is your microphone?
I've actually got a blue, hold on, can you see that?
Just a minute. I'll put you full screen, then we can see it. Okay, and we'll add these microphones next time we appear on the show. There we go. Right, Keith, if you switch your background, we can see it now. Yeah, and Peter's frozen because of all.
What does it sound like to you? What does it sound?
No, your sound is good.
Well, that's just a wee bit away from me. And the thing is, you will never. One of the things with speaking and singing that you will never sound the same when you listen to it because your ears or something happens. You don't like what you hear yourself, so you've got to get it from others to tell you how it sounds really, because there's something happens inside your ears. I found out about that. So get a partner, and when you get a new microphone, Pete's tip: meet them online and get your sound levels sorted out. What do you think?
I agree. John, your microphone is a
neat bumblebee.
Sorry?
A neat bumblebee.
If I say I'd never heard of it, would you believe me?
I'm neat to one of the world's largest microphone manufacturers.
Right.
It's there, and it's on a stand with multi-way adjustments. It has voice, music, and neutral adjustments.
There's always one better.
It's a very good quality microphone.
Right. Okay. I'd just like to say to gentleman who's been complaining about Amazon deliveries, we do empathise. We do hope it gets sorted and resolved quickly. I know they said the 7th. Hopefully, it will arrive soon. And
I actually buy shaving cream from Amazon.
Oh wow!
Look at my complexion. I get a lot of people talk about my complexion. Look at it.
I asked both of you this week to supply me with links for products that we could actually show on the carousel.
Yeah.
And Peter sent me 2 biking items, absolutely brilliant. But I feel that if we did this again, we could actually fill the carousel. We've got 40 items we can put there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. I just want to say thank you to for the people who are actually following. If you are interested in the broadcast that I do each week, then if you follow, you just get notifications. Nothing else happens. And if you are watching this now and you are not hearing anything, then do press the unmute button and you'll hear 3 accents. You'll hear Peter's Scottish accent, you'll hear John's Solihull accent, and you'll hear my
Rummy accent.
And you'll hear my Solihull, my Lancashire accent, which has also been up to Cumbria and down to Stratford-upon-Avon and now down in Wiltshire. I haven't picked up a Wiltshire twang yet. I've managed to keep the accent I arrived with 10 years ago. Well, it's nearly 10 years ago.
All right. My neat bumblebees manufactured by Turtle Beach, who are a very big electronics organisation.
Bumblebee.
Right. I've heard of them. Are they on Amazon, John?
Of course they are.
Right. Link for next time we appear here then.
I think we've got a lot more to talk about the Amazon products that we use, even little ones.
Okay. Well, I can talk. I can give proud testament to my George Foreman grill, which is currently, I mean, this is it. Anything that you bought from Amazon that's available on Amazon.com and you enjoy using, we can talk about it, like the George Foreman grill.
I think my best Amazon investment was rather cheap. It's a stand for my phone, so I can put my phone next door to my screen and look at my Facebook on the phone while doing something else.
Yeah, I've got that one too.
Right. Shall I show you my stand? I'll show you my stand.
I've got foodie grills. I'm a ninja expert now. I'm a ninja man cooking stuff.
That reminds me. At 12 p.m. in the UK, 7 a.m. on the East Coast of America, Keto Nick has his first ever live broadcast, which will be on Facebook and it will be on Amazon Live. So Nick Wood, Keto Nick, as we will call him from now on, is live at 12 p.m. in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern, and it's a brand new show. He has, since he started on keto, not giving too many secrets away, he started on keto 5 months ago. He has lost 33 pounds. He is now going to show you live 1 or 2 recipes from his collection that he's built up since he actually started on the diet. So check Amazon Live at 7 a.m. and you'll have a new cooking show with a British chef who's based in Farnborough in Hampshire, good friend of ours, Nick Wood. So do check him out at 7
Just
o'clock.
let you know a secret. That's why I'm so slim. I'm also on a keto diet.
There you go.
I've lost 2 stone since February.
There you are. So if you want to know anything about the keto diet, then you can ask Peter next time we're here. In addition to that, you can actually watch Nick live at 7 a.m. Eastern today on Amazon Live. You won't miss him. He'll be there. To describe him, he'll be wearing a chef's coat, okay, because he's been trained by Raymond Blanc, and he has haute cuisine off to a T, keto diet off to a T. If you're interested in keto diet, then do watch Nick at 7. Okay, now, so that's George Foreman Grill, which we talked about for a second or two. Is there anything else? I had a plan B for today. My plan B was to actually sprechen Deutsch, but we haven't got to that. Okay, and I'm just going to finish my last choice, because I chose the carousel today with Peter's help, is a book. And the book that I read and read again is a book called The Name of the Rose. And that is down in the carousel now. It is the most brilliant storytelling by, well, if you remember the film starred Sean Connery, and was set in a Cistercian abbey, and it's just a treasure trove of incidental information as Umberto Eco weaves this story about what is still true today. In the 11th century, the keepers of knowledge were the monasteries. In the monasteries, the monks used to transcribe books. Okay, no printing presses. This is way before printing press. Every book had to be handwritten by the monks. And in the Name of the Rose, all the books containing all the knowledge were stored in a library. And that library is at the center of the book. Today, that library would be a computer. A computer that stored all the knowledge. And the knowledge was valuable, and it wasn't for the common people to actually know what was in the books, because that might foment riots. So knowledge was controlled in those days. It still is now, Peter.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's come to that time of the show. We normally go live at 5 a.m. Eastern. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Today we've been on Amazon Live. We have a tradition at the end of the broadcast. Peter, any thoughts you'd like to send out to our viewers on Amazon Live?
Yeah, well, just to say this is the first Amazon Live that I've really done and got involved with. I would encourage you to have a look at some of the products that I've mentioned as cycling. And if you've any questions about electric bikes or anything like that I've spoke about, feel free to write something into Stephen's Amazon Live page, and he'll get back to me, and we can help you out, because it's done me the world of good. Look at me, a fine, healthy looking young man.
And you are very, what's the word I'm looking for, John? I'm looking
Suave.
for a word. Reserved. You don't. Right, okay. This is Stephen in Wiltshire. I'm going to hand over to John in a moment, because that's the way we close every single broadcast. And John's phone's going off.
He's trying to send it away.
It's either his email or his phone or the door. But today, thank you for joining us. Thank you for following me on Amazon. And also, thank you for the comments, which are, well, every comment is priceless. Every comment means that somebody else is going to see the show. So to people who have commented, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, because we know, I mean, it's now 11 o'clock in the UK. We know it's 6 o'clock and earlier in your day. Thank you for spending time with us. We will be back. Take care and goodbye for now. Okay, and I need to stop the broadcast here.